What's your favorite scary movie?
Bringing a Lost Boys t-shirt and the revival background. Well done, Pat. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Great to meet you, Stephen. I appreciate your time today. First thing I wanted to start off with, I saw an interview that you did, or I saw an interview that Aaron had did, and he was talking about how he had reached out to you directly regarding the role. So what was it about Blaine and the world of Revival that really caught your attention and made you say yes to playing this role on Revival in the first place?
Um, well, he wrote, it was a very kind and generous letter that just brought me to tears because it was so lovely of him to share these wonderful words. And then, just sort of like I got this passion project and explaining what it all is. It sounded really interesting. And then, of course, the character was just, I was like, yeah, let's talk immediately because a preacher, yeah, that's cool. That's something I haven't done to speak. It's again a preacher and with all the speaking verses. It's kind of like Shakespeare in a sense, right? The language is so different from what one normally uses that I was very excited, and it all just kind of serendipity with the sort of this hair that I'd been growing out and the town. I was like, oh man, it just everything just kind of lined up, and so I got very excited at the idea of and helping create the character too, right? It was presented as like he's not going to be this, so we definitely would love your input at what you think. So that's that doesn't happen all the time where you get the opportunity to help build the character, which is
That was actually going to be my follow-up to that is that where this character is quite a bit different from his comic counterpart. What was kind of your early conversations like with Aaron and Luke, just as far as where you wanted to go with this character and how you wanted to make him your own for the series?
well, it was certainly, the Nick Cave had been a big inspiration for this character, and at one point I thought maybe do black hair like Nick Cave, who I'm got on my chest today actually. So there's Nick
Nice.
poking his head out. Um, so there was discussion about who this guy is and the passion he has for what's going on. Wanted. I also wanted stillness from him, which really didn't come until shooting. Stillness being use my presence. I'm much taller than aside from David, much taller than everyone. So I wanted to use this sort of this physical and spiritual presence that he has to see if I can if the camera can get that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you get the sense of this man who's just fully present and has this mission. Um, and all of those things were like things they were excited about and wanted. So it was, the collaboration was instantly set with, okay, can we do this? And then once you're there, it changes. Like he became more still. Sort of the first time I appeared and they came to the gate of the garage and just like really just wanted to no, my two Goonie guys are like getting a little excited. Hey, everyone calm down. Chill. One person judges us. It's up there. So everyone just relax. So that came more and more, I think, during the episodes too. I wanted to get as still as possible.
How has the concept of death changed for your character, Blaine, in the series after Revival Day?
Well, I mean, with Revival Day, these are the devil's children to blame. These are evil. So I don't think death has changed for him. I think he just wants to get rid of these children of the devil. I don't think his view on death changed.
The show it kind of goes into specifically with Blaine, and I saw something with Aaron talking about this too, just how hate is a learned thing and where does that kind of come from? What was it
Mm.
like to explore that with your character in this series?
Well, it's so interesting because like I think the whole Scarlet Letter thing is fascinating, right? Which is essentially what happens. These revivers are different, and you're going to be put into a camp, Well, there's a lot of different examples of things that are going on, especially today, where people, because they're different, are being scooped up
Yep.
and put away. For what? Because they're different. For why? Because you think they're a threat? Are they a threat? And that's what quickly sort of developed with this, is like this idea of, yeah, this is marking people for being different, right? And saying, can we get along? And there's people that don't think we can, and there are people that think that it's possible. So that appealed to me, and that going forward, I think, is a very interesting thing to, can people work together? Can people that are complete opposite sides meet somewhere in the middle for a common good? I think it's an interesting thing
Oh
that
yeah, for sure. And Stephen, you're no stranger to the genre. You worked on The Walking Dead. What was it kind of like going from that to Revival and exploring the genre from a different perspective?
yeah, I mean it's with the revivers too, it's Walking Dead being zombies. Everyone is already a zombie in The Walking Dead, which took me 3 years to find out. I didn't realize that everyone's infected. Oh, really? Is that what The Walking Dead's about? So those are zombies, right? Those are like infected people, whereas revivers are just people that are dead that have risen. So it's quite different than a zombie, a reviver, like very different, because zombies are different creatures than someone who just bloop, pops up from the dead. Um, and it was just obviously different because I didn't have, it's not like there's hundreds of revivers around me.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas like with the zombies in The Walking Dead, they're always around somewhere. Um, so that was different. And it's not like I mean, on The Walking Dead, I never killed a zombie, which no one could believe. I never killed a single zombie, which I don't understand how, but for some reason, Simon never killed a damn zombie. So at least Blaine is one up because he's already, he's getting the revivers.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's sort of I think they're very different.
And what makes a comic adaptation good in your opinion and fun to work on? Because again, it's something that you've done before.
Well, I don't read the graphic novels. I've read From Hell, which is I think the Jack the Ripper story or something. And
Yeah.
but like The Walking Dead, I looked at them. Snowpiercer, like that, because that graphic novel, I didn't again go through it all, but I looking at it, like there was some really twisted, dark things in the Snowpiercer graphic novel, the French one. And then with Revival, I mean, I saw it, but also Blaine wasn't, he's going to be different than the comic book anyways. So it's just more flipping through to look at, kind of get a sense of the world. But I just can't get into graphic novels. It's just not my cup of tea. So I kind of get a flavor of it, but then I rely on those scripts. That's going to give me my world
Yeah, and
more
if
than.
I'm for me myself, if I'm not like with Revival, I hadn't read the series prior to. I'm going into reading it now after watching the episode. Sometimes I feel like it's better to watch the show kind of on its own thing and then go back and read the material afterwards. Just so that way, because I feel like sometimes if I read the material beforehand, I might judge it a certain way or think, oh, like it has to be this way. So I
Yeah,
do like it going backwards, afterwards and reading it after.
because that's a thing. I mean, graphic novel or novel, whatever. I mean, I don't think it should be a direct adaptation. I think the best adaptations of like novels into movies are when it might not, it might take one bit of the book, might take a theme, might take a color. That is, I believe, how adaptations are best served, as
Yeah,
opposed to trying to completely
one for one.
duplicate or copy something. You've got themes with Revival, you've got these characters, but then it's, all of us have really changed. I mean, Blaine the most probably, but even with the other characters, they're different than the graphic novel. They're different stories evolving with them.
Yeah, it's cool to see pieces of it come to life, but also, like you said, I think it makes it fun, especially if you're someone who has read it, going into it, so that way you don't know what to expect. But Stephen, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was wonderful getting the chance to meet with you and chat with you about the show, and I can't wait for fans to watch the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's fun. It gets more fun, more fun, more fun.
Thanks, Stephen. Hope
Have
you have a
a
good
good
rest
one,
of your
man.
day.
You too. Cheers.